And good evening, students. And today I am going to differentiate what is the liverworts and that is Moses. See that the classification of bryophytes is divided into that is called Hepaticospida, and the next one is called as Anthoceratospida and Bryospida. Under Hepaticospida, the liverworts is present. Under Anthoceratospida, hornworts are present. Under Bryospida, the mosses is present. So, what is the differences between liverworts and mosses? See that. In the case of the plant body, in the case of liverworts is thalloid. So, it consists of thalloid. See, look here. It is a thalloid nature. Thalloid. So, it is thalloid, prostate and dorsiventral. Prostate, dorsiventral, prostate. It's a prostate, dorsiventral, and it is closely suppressed. See that, oppressed to the substratum. See that, substratum by rhizoids, by unicellular or multicellular rhizoids. Unicellular or multicellular rhizoids. See that. Cellular rhizoids. See here. So, this is the thalloid nature. It is a rhizoids. The thalloid is a prostate, and it is a closely dorsiventral prostate and closely oppressed, attached to the substratum. In which type of bryophytes is seen? In the case of liverworts. So, in the case of liverwort, the plant body is thalloid. So, the next one is the plant body. Here is, in the case of mosses is, so the dominant phase in the case of mosses is gametophytic stage. And this gametophyte is divided into two stages. The one is called as a young stage is called as protonema stage, where adult stage is called as, it is also called as leafy stage. The young stage is called as protonema stage. So, this protonema is always creeping and always green in color, filamentous form. It is a multicellular. So, the adult stage is called as gametophore. It is also called as leafy stage, whereas young stage is called as protonema. So, always the protonema is haploid. It is always develops from a spore only. So, the protonema stage is haploid stage. It is a haploid stage. It is a creeping, green, branched and filamentous stage. It is always developed because it is a haploid, it is developed from spore only. The spore is haploid, so protonema is haploid stage. The next one is called as the leafy stage. The adult stage is called as gametophore. Look that. The leafy stage is called as gametophore. Leafy stage. The gametophore. So, this gametophore is the adult stage, is developed from the protonema from a lateral adventitious butta. So, it is also called as gametophore is also haploid. It is developed from, see that, it is developed from, here is protonema. It develops from protonema. Protonema. Protonema is haploid. It is a haploid one. Protonema through. See that. Here. See here. See here. It is developed from protonema through lateral adventitious bud. Developed from lateral adventitious bud. It is developed from lateral adventitious bud. Adventitious. So it is developed from adventitious bud. See, look here. It's so here. So the adult stage is called as gametophore. It is developed from protonema through a lateral adventitious bud. So gametophore is a haploid, protonema is haploid because protonema is developed from spore, whereas gametophore is developed from protonema. It is through lateral adventitious bud. So the next one is called as, here look there. Asexual reproduction takes place in the case of liver versus fragmentation. It is in the case of fragmentation and also zyme cups. Zyme. The fragmentation and zyme is in the case of liverworts. The asexual reproduction takes place in the case of fragmentation, budding in secondary protonema, and also zyme formation. Zyme also. Zyme. So what are the asexual structures in the case of Moses or? That is a fragmentation, zyme, and here the secondary budding. The budding means adventitious budding on the secondary protonema. The type of asexual reproduction in the case of liverworts is fragmentation and zyme. Fragmentation and zyme. And see that. Here the next one is, we can see that in next, here is, so after that sexual reproduction. See, look here. So what type of sexual reproduction present in the case of the liverworts is? The Antheridia archiconia is present on the same thallus. So that is called as, here the Antheridia and breast is present on the same thallus. See, look here, on same thallus. See here, on same thallus. So the male and female organs is present on the same thalli. Same thalli. So that is called as monoecious. The sexual reproduction is monoecious. If the Antheridia and archigonia are present on the same thallus, it is called as monoecious. 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 The example is here is Rexia. Rexia. So the Rexia belongs to monoecious plant. Why it is becomes monoecious means because Antheridia archigonia present in the same plant, on the same thallus. The next one is in the case of here, these produce antherozoids and egg which fertilize to form that is a sporophyte. The next one is, here is, if Antheridia and that is archigonia present on the different thalli, present on different thalli, this is called as monoecious. This is called as dioecious plant. So example for dioecious is dioecious plant. So that is a Markensia is a dioecious plant. Markensia. Markensia. So here is, if Antheridia archigonia is present on the same thallus, so it is called as monoecious. If Antheridia archigonia are present on different thalli, that is called dioecious. They are asking the question which is monoecious plant is Rexia, dioecious plant is called as Markensia. Dioecious plant. See that. The next one is called, in the case of Moses, the sex organs are present at the apex of the leafy shoot. The sex organs are present at the apex of the leafy shoot. Here in the case of liverwort, the sex organ present in the same thala is monoecious and different thala is dioecious. But here the sex organs are present at the apex of leafy shoots. So here the sex organs, antheridia is produced as antherozoids, whereas that is the egg is here is archegonium is produced as the egg. Both an antherozoids and egg are combined to form to produce embryo, and this embryo is develops into sporophyte. See that the next one is called sporophyte. So in the case of liverworts, what is the sporophyte? The nature of sporophyte is foot, seta and capsule. See that foot, seta and capsule. In the case of mosses, it is a foot, seta and capsule. See that the sporophyte is well developed. Sporophytes. The sporophytes are well elaborate. The sporophytes are elaborate more in mosses than that of liverworts. So in the case of the sporophytes is more elaborate in the case of mosses than that of liverworts. They are asking the question of that is a correct one. The next one is called as examples. See that the liverworts is belongs to Marchantia and Rexia, I, whereas mosses is belongs to Funaria, Polytrichum and Sphagnum. They are asking the matching question here. The next one is here is the liverworts belongs to Rexia and Marchantia, whereas the mosses is belongs to Funaria, Polytrichum and the next one is Sphagnum.